We're live, and
Hey.
I should
Come on.
order Lizzie to tweet about it. Hey. we're live, and there's the echo. Cool. Okay. So we're here, and we're short several people because some of our Wishmakers are sick, and I feel bad for my little dungeon babies, so they're not allowed to be here. Hi, people! Sildari and Arasis, thanks for tuning in. So, we're doing a one-shot tonight with some of our characters in absentia while they recover from being sick. This is still going to take place in Rinthia. Our cast today is going to be a set of natives to the magical world, and they are a bunch of unruly teenagers about to make some terrible decisions.
Yeah.
So, that is that. If you are here with us for the very first time, this is part of the regular cast, but by no means regular characters. These were quickly thrown together for a one-shot, and we will see what happens.
You don't need to know anything that's happened.
Nope. You don't have to have seen any of the 7 sessions we have done so far.
I actually advertised that when I was promoting this.
Yeah. So this is a good time to start and see if you like the flavor of how we play. On that note, we are very rules light, roleplay heavy. We kind of homebrewed a lot, so don't try to keep track of rules or what's going on here. We wing it a little bit. We're just here to have fun. So, hopefully you will all enjoy as well. I am Jessica, or Jess if you will, the DM, Little Cup of Joe on Twitter. And immediately next to me, we will introduce Adam.
Oh, hey. I am Adam, at Adam Rowe VO on Twitter. And tonight, do we want to introduce our characters right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, tonight, I am playing the teenage female half-elf hunter, Auvindrel. I'm very excited because I've never played a ranger before. And that's about it for me.
Yep. So, moving onward to Linda.
I'm Linda. I'll be playing a gnome named Lifa. I usually don't play gnomes. Last time I played a small, it was a halfling, and she needed help getting upstairs, so that was fun.
Oh, boy.
Other notes, I'm Tricky Minstrel on Twitter. I do poetry, stuff like that, whatever.
Yes, she does all those things. And I apologize, I'm moderately distracted because I'm also manning the stream and the chat and the things that Lissy normally does, but she's sick. Ha!
Oh, don't worry about the chat too much. I'll ignore it for you.
No, we like our chat. We're here for them. And last but certainly not least, we have Mike. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Okay, guys, I'm Mike. I'm playing a halfling called, I believe it's Eitri, right?
I was saying it Eitri, but if we want to call him Eitri or Eitri, we can. He's your character now.
Okay. I'll go with Eitri.
Eitri, okay. I am as I said, DMing, but I am also going to be controlling one of the other characters that was crafted for this. His name is Flynn, we'll say, because we're just changing the names as we go. Flying Flynn, Flame, whatever. We'll say, yeah, Flame sounds good. I like that. He is a halfling bard who has aspirations of being a world-famous bard, aka basically a rock star. So that'll be real fun. So, we, without further ado, shall begin, I think. And if you want to spread the word about what's going on, please do retweet our things and encourage folks to follow us and whatnot. And you can also use the hashtags that are down there somewhere, down that way. Wishmakers D&D, stuff like that. So, share the love. So then, without further ado, let us begin our tale. We're going to descend to the village of Keldrick's Folly. Keldrick's Folly. This sleepy mountain town in the foothills well north of Newfolk and the Edgewood is your home. The only place you've ever been, though you and your friends have often tested the limits of how far you might adventure outside of the town's gates. Most of you were orphans, raised in Matron Ogra's shelter for stray children. Though you all talk and dream of one day leaving to seek out your fortunes in the world, none of you has had the courage yet to take that first step. Until, that is, the day Eitri came home from an errand. With a bag of beans he apparently traded the matron's prized bronze oxen brooch for. The matron beat Eitri soundly for his trouble and beat Flane and the rest of you when you all came to his defense. Then she flung the beans, bag and all, out a window and made you all stay outside for the bitter autumn cold night. You were all joined by your friend Auvindrel, who came and helped set up a fire so you wouldn't freeze to death out in the night. Come the morning, the very spot where that bag had spilled open, a gargantuan stalk rose up into the sky like a mighty verdant pillar, just as the stranger who sold you the beans had said, Eitri. As people begin to wake up and gather around the strange sight, you're all wondering the same thing. Do you climb to the sky?
Eitri,
Yeah?
what did you do?
Something amazing.
Huh. That's pretty cool. He wasn't kidding.
I don't really, that, if, never mind.
I go on, Lifa.
Well, it's rather large and Auvindrel can climb it, right?
So it's just a matter of figuring out if you want to do it or not, right?
I mean, I'm sure I could, but look at it. It goes all the way up to the clouds.
Huh. Further than that, I wonder what's up there.
Let's go find out.
I like the way you think.
No offense to all of you, but I do doubt your climbing abilities.
You're not the only one.
Right. Thanks, Buzzkill McElfin. You want to show us up?
I mean, I suppose, like, I could carry one of you.
Well, carry Lifa. He's gonna need the help.
All right, Lifa, hop on.
I guess I'll clamber up.
I kneel down so it's easier for her.
Okay.
We're just gonna start running and jump and try and start climbing out.
All right.
I'm sorry I doubted you. I
Yeah.
nimbly but carefully begin to start climbing.
Okay. Those of you that are making the climb, let's do the requisite athletics check.
All right.
I'm just kind of holding on to her shoulders, trying not to like strangle her with her own cloak or anything.
Oh, that's a 5.
Oh. Oh, that's a 1.
20. Not natural, but a 20.
As I'm talking shit on everyone.
Okay, so Eitri, you back up, give yourself a good running start, and leap. And you catch on, and you manage to just heft yourself up on some of the stronger vines of the stalk. You're fine.
Saran's like, come on, guys.
Down below, you notice that Flane is splayed on his back and holding a viney, leafy stalk, and just, well, that didn't work as planned, exactly. That's gross. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna try that again. He struggles considerably, but he's pulling his way up as best he can. Definitely trailing behind you all, though.
I guess I'm realizing I may be getting in Auvindrel's way. I'm going to try to climb the stalk myself. It's like this.
I want to be like straining and be like, no, it's fine.
Okay.
As I'm like sliding down like a cat.
Yeah, it is it's slippery, and you are struggling considerably. As as you keep going, you start to realize that maybe this is not so much a feat of strength you need to achieve as you need to be a little more clever in your approach. And there are ways where you can see and get some footfalls and things. You can actually, stand steady instead of trying to climb all the way up. And some of the vines work their way upwards along the main stalk, like a kind of a slippery staircase. So, over time, you struggle your way up, and the ground is getting further and further and further below you. To this point, people are looking like mere colorful specks down on the green grass, far, far below. If you were to fall at this height, you would definitely die.
As we climb to the leaf, I'm just gonna look down. It's like, I don't think we thought this really well through.
Good point. Maybe don't look down.
Be like, I don't know what you mean. Oh.
She's gonna be up at the top. It's like, guys, this is so amazing. This is so amazing.
Good. So at least one of us is having fun still. So, what's closer, up or down?
I guess up, but what's even going to be up there?
Don't know.
Is this thing getting skinnier?
It's already come this way.
Does it bend? I mean, is it? We're not too heavy for it, I hope. This could be bad. This could be really bad.
I'm just gonna kind of push down on the leaf I'm sitting on right now to see whether or not it moves when I do it.
It gently kind of bobs a little bit, but it actually seems to hold you up pretty steady because you don't weigh that much. You're tiny.
It's like, oh right, I'm small. Yeah, Auvindrel, how are they holding you up? They're not like slipping or
What's
bending
that
too
supposed
much.
to mean?
It means you're tall.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm pretty lithe.
Come on, I'm 3.5 feet here.
So, Eitri appears to be having a grand old time and just keeps making his way up. While the rest of you you kind of struggle your way along. Let's do one more check to see how we're faring getting up there.
Do not use the red one. It's evil.
Woohoo, there we go.
17.
21.
Nicely done. All right, so you've all kind of hit your stride then.
I was just nervous, that's all.
And realizing that it's basically at this point it's up or bust, you just keep on going up and up and up. Past the clouds, and it's getting to the point where it's so foggy you really can't even see each other, much less exactly where you're going, but you just kind of keep pressing on upward.
Eitri, are you still up there?
Come on, guys. Just my voice just drifting down.
Where the hell
still
is he?
alive.
Sometimes even I can't keep up with that guy. So you all keep making your way up, and gradually it starts to get darker. And you just hear the wind rushing around your ears. You keep going blindly on until
We really didn't think this through.
You do not hear a cat meowing in the distance.
Cats.
Cats in the sky, what?
Giant cats in the sky.
Hashtag cats in the sky. Completely irrelevant. So you proceed onward, and gradually the wind seems to die down, and it gets a little warmer, feels a little damper, and more solid. Shoosh. I'm so sorry. Until at last you've found your way up into solid ground of some kind, which is very interesting, to say the least.
Did it lean on a mountain?
As you all emerge, the stalk deposits you into a dark, cavernous, stony chamber. the cool, damp air, and there's an earthy scent that reminds you strongly of a root cellar. On closer inspection, you realize that that's exactly what this is. Only, when were tubers the size of a carriage?
Well, we won't starve.
This could feed us for weeks.
Just gonna take a big bite out of it.
A raw potato? Ew. You take a bite, it's disgusting and
think
hard as a rock.
Need to cook those before you can eat them. I don't think it's safe. Are you feeling sick? Are you okay?
Thumbs up.
He just gives a thumbs up. Blaine, meanwhile, is climbing on top of one of the tubers and just sitting on a potato, dangling his hairy little halfling feet. Oh, this could be like a piece of furniture if you carve it right.
But furniture doesn't rot quickly.
Oh, good point. Gross. Ugh. He slides off.
While they're all talking amongst themselves, I would like to just, I don't know, look around and investigate this place a bit more.
Okay. To all appearances, it definitely is a root cellar. It just feels like a root cellar that is 6 times the size that makes sense. Granted, for halflings and gnomes who are already small and in kind of a big world, they're used to the things being larger. You're starting to understand how they feel right now.
It's not just me. Everything in here is way too big, correct?
Yeah, this is definitely bigger than normal.
That's saying something. Well, I'm going to start poking around, see if there's anything of interest beyond giant potatoes that we can't eat yet.
Sure. By and large, it seems mainly just made for storage of that nature. There is a little bit of light coming from one end of the room where you can see it looks like there might be light spilling in from under a door. At the top of a set of stairs, which are quite large.
Is it possible to climb these stairs?
Sure.
Well, here I go. And I try to,
Okay. And when we say climb these stairs, we
leap.
mean climb these stairs.
Oh, okay.
So, if you stand at your tallest and stretch up, you can reach you can grip the top of the step and maybe start to heft your way up.
All right. Let's make this a little bit easier. So I'm gonna give myself a little hop and try to climb up.
Okay.
And I do have some rope on me.
Okay.
So I will throw that down to my friends and hold on to it.
Okay. So once you manage to make your way up there, and throw down the rope for all your little friends who start to clamber their way up as well. You're all a little tired after a very long, arduous climb up a beanstalk, so your arms are starting to get a little shaky, but you're managing. Although, as you start to make your way up the steps, you hear an occasional scraping sound, which my cat's apparently helping with.
From the door?
From around the room. You're about 2 steps up when you start to hear kind of a scraping on the stone. And then other sounds that seem strangely familiar, but you can't quite place.
I'm gonna make a motion for everyone to just shut up for a second. And just start, looking around, trying to recognize this.
It's a cat! Surprise!
It's always a cat.
It's always the cat. One moment, I need to let him out.
I love it. Cats get views, man.
Okay, I'm so sorry. So, what you hear is kind of a sound, but deeper and loud.
Squeak.
Yes. As you're listening and looking, you do see a very large shadow skitter across the room. And then another.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
I do a perception check to see whether or not I need to start shrieking.
Sure.
Oh, that sucked.
What was that?
That was a 13.
Okay. You know what rats look like. And they're not supposed to be the size of mastiffs, but
Rats? I think those are rats. Those are big rats.
I've never seen
Okay.
a rat that
Okay.
big before.
Everyone, let's remain calm. And let's just keep going up the stairs.
Right, okay.
Maybe if we're quiet, they won't disturb us.
So do you keep climbing?
I mean, I insist we do.
Yeah.
Everyone
Okay.
else with me? All right. I guess I will try to hop to the next step
Okay.
and climb up, and I'll do the same thing. Throw the rope down to him
Okay.
a bit more hurriedly.
All right. And I'm getting some notices that I sound too quiet, so hopefully I have fixed this. All right, so you make your way up the stairs, and you do kind of still get the scratching, and you could definitely see the rats kind of converging here and there down below. They don't seem to be climbing the stairs, so you are managing to make your way up fairly unhindered.
You know, I just had a thought. If the rats are that big, and this is a cellar, people who have rats in their cellar usually have cats. I'm not sure I want to see a cat that's that big.
Flame looks up at the door, which the crack under the door is... Lifa, you could probably walk under it without ducking.
Well, I understand that, but I also don't know if I want to go back down to them either.
Gonna hazard a guess that that's the kitchen, because the cellar's usually leading off the kitchen, and usually the cat's gonna be in the kitchen if it's anything like any house we've ever been in. Do you follow?
Anybody have catnip?
Oh, yeah, sure. Of course, I always keep it. What? No, of course not.
Ah, come on, guys. It'll be fine.
Can I look to see if I
Yeah,
have catnip in my pouch of components?
Yeah, go for it.
Where should I roll with that? Just a straight
Just throw a d20, and if it's high, yes. If it's low, no.
12.
All right. So you have catnip. You have a little bit.
Well, I got a little.
What?
What spell do I use that for? I don't know.
What are you doing with catnip in your bag of spells and junk?
For spells?
You use catnip for spells?
Well, I tried to use the other stuff, but the matron took it, so I had to make do.
Matron ogre always takes all the good stuff.
While they're talking, I'm gonna try and parkour my way up the step.
Okay. Do some acrobatics rolls, if you please.
Let's see. 16.
16. You give yourself a little run, you jog up the sides a bit, and jump, and manage to make it up. In a rather cool maneuver that really nobody was paying attention to.
They're just gonna look disappointed.
Flame looks over at you. Eitri, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Right. Okay. So, evil giant rats down below, possibly evil giant cat upstairs. We are halfway again. What are we gonna do?
Hope that the probably giant owner is nice and won't sick a cat on us.
The...
We're already halfway there.
Right. Oh man, you know, Brimmer's really gonna miss all this. It's too bad. Okay, well... Eitri, what did that guy say he wanted you to get up here?
Oh, right, a harp. We're supposed to find a harp.
A harp.
A golden harp.
And how are we supposed to get a harp down? Aren't those kind of big? Wait, I know they're big. They're usually human-sized, and they're meant to be played standing on the floor, so there's no way we're gonna get it.
I just figured off you'd handle it.
We really didn't think this out.
Yep. Okay. You see Flame kind of mentally rattling off the tricks he's taught himself, and no, shit. We could throw it, and I could cast Featherfall on it, maybe. I don't know. Actually, not sure if that even works. Lifa, do you know? You're better with that stuff.
I have a floating disc, but it moves really slow.
Better than nothing. Also,
but how about we find it before we worry about it? Because I don't think we should stay down here very long before they start deciding maybe the stairs aren't so scary.
Yeah, good point. I think we're fine for now. As he says that, leaning over to look, you hear Flame shriek as a rat jumps up. And I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
And if someone would be so kind as to be my initiative tracker for this, I'd appreciate it.
I'll do initiative if nobody else is.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
I should think of a good way to track it.
Oh, I got a 12.
I've got a 17. Oh, sure. Ours never gets a good initiative, but she does.
Flame got a 9. I think he's a little busy having the piss scared out of him.
What about you, Adam?
I am 18.
Okay.
Of course, the elf. The half elf.
Okay, what about the rat?
The rat. What is their bonus? The rat got a 10.
Okay, so first up is Adam.
All right. I suppose I will produce my bow. And I'll say, go away, and fire a shot at the rat.
Okay.
And that is a 16.
Oh, definitely hits.
Okay. And that is 9 damage.
How would you like to do this?
Oh, already? I guess I just went for like right between the eyes.
Okay. With your keen half-elven training, you just confidently loose that arrow, tell it to go away, and just right between the eyes, knocking it down the stairs. It tumbles backward onto a heap on the floor.
Kind of sitting there with my bow, like, oh, I'd rather thought there'd be more to it than that.
Ha! They're not so tough. They're just big. And you see 7 more clambering up the stairs. Oh, good job. You keep doing that, Avi. I'm gonna be back here. And he scrambles to the back of the stairs. I'm gonna cheer you on. You're good. Take some inspiration.
Okay, so yeah, Linda next.
And at the end of the whole round, I will roll the additional rats.
Oh, for a second, I'm like, what are rats scared of? What rats? I don't know, conjure cat. Fire! They're scared of fire! And I'll throw a fireball at
Okay.
whatever one's at the lead.
Okay.
So that is going to be a...
So many dice.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, yes. Yup.
Alright, let me find the damage on that spell, because I hardly ever use Firebolt.
Honestly, what's the average damage
1d10.
on that spell? Oh,
It doesn't say.
okay. Unless your roll turns out to be absolute hot garbage, you'll probably kill it.
Hot garbage, it's a 1.
Oh! I'm sorry, I jinxed you. So you summon a flare carrot, essentially.
It's like, it usually doesn't look like that.
Little tiny spark just... You see it kind of spark at the rat's fur, and it... but otherwise it's mostly fine.
I'm just looking disappointed in my magic at this point.
Was it supposed to do that, Lifa?
No, it usually sets things on fire.
Okay.
It's alright, Lifa. You'll get the next one.
Just shoot it!
And then she says that I'll draw back on my bow and I'll let my arrow fly.
Okay.
15.
Oh, definitely. As a reference, if you guys get higher than a 12, it hits. There are no secrets here. Also, they're just a bunch of giant rats.
7 points of piercing.
All right. How would you like to destroy this little cretin?
She's gonna copy exactly what my half-elven friend did, just like perfectly.
So you literally just mimic exactly the way Auvindrel drew the bow. You watch, you loose, and it hits it in the eyes, and this one tumbles back.
Come on, guys, we can do it.
Okay. Good job, everyone. Rooting for you.
Right, I get extra.
Do something! Don't just hide back there!
What am I gonna do? Throw a rock at it?
Hit it with your lute or whatever it is!
I hit. You want me to blow a stray note on my flute? I can.
They have sensitive ears!
Good point. Who's up at the turn order? Is
It's your turn.
Okay, it is actually Flame. All right. Well, let's see. What's he gonna do aside from be an idiot? All right. He is going to insult one of the rats with vicious mockery. And I need my player's handbook to remember what the damage is on that, unless somebody knows it by heart.
I always pull up my hard sheet real quick.
That's something psychic damage.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
I think it's a 1d4.
Something like that. We're getting there, sorry. Oh my god. Ah, there it is. Yeah, 1d4 psychic. And it will have disadvantage if it... Well, it'll live through it, because I can't even do enough damage to it. So, he's gonna step forward and look at one of the rats and just be like, You smell like a sewer drain.
Oh.
No, really, you do. You're nasty. And it needs to succeed on a wisdom save of probably not much. It fails. So, It takes a tiny bit of damage. Ah! It takes 1 damage. He hurt the rat's feelings only slightly. Oh, well. Okay. That definitely didn't work. He backs up to hide behind Auvindrel.
Okay, so that's top of the round now. You can roll for the new
Okay.
rats.
So we have 6 new rats because one of them got killed before it could do anything. Okay, nice. Okay. 3, 4, 13, 15, and 17. I'll re-roll one of the 3s. 16.
Okay, so first up is going to be one of the rats.
Okay.
No, wait, sorry. Adam is still first. 18. Linda and a rat are going to tie.
Okay.
Not fast enough, you rat bastards. I look back to a bard and I'm like, how'd I do? And that definitely hits. And that is a 10 to the nearest rat.
What you want to do? They drop after 7, so.
I'm gonna get this one like I want it like its mouth to be opening.
Okay.
And as it does, it's gonna be like.
Okay. You wait until
that
it
was gross.
squeaks, and yeah, the arrow just. You can see the blood splatter as it pierces out the back of its head, and it falls down dead. Oh,
That was
you're
gross.
brutal. You know that.
I didn't mean to. Well, I did, but not like that.
Whatever. It's a rat. They're gross. So. So we are down to 5 rats.
Yep. Now it's Linda or a rat, whoever's, I guess, more dexterous.
Go ahead, Lifa.
Alright, I'm just gonna go, alright, I know how this spell works. And I'm gonna try firebolt another rat.
Okay. You pluck up your courage and your willpower, and you point at it and loose
Well, it hits, so.
something.
10 damage.
Okay. This time, apparently fueled by your anger at messing up the first one, a great spark lights up and launches at one of the rats and catches it on fire, and it bursts to ash.
I was like, that's what it's supposed to do.
Well done, Lee.
Ha! Remind me not to get you mad.
About time you figured that out.
You should do that anyway.
Right. Okay.
I can throw ice too!
Fury.
Good. Good.
Oh, I guess it's not that impressive, huh?
Oh, no. It's fine. Rats first. They're trying to eat us. Next is a rat. I think. Yes.
Yep.
It's going to do something if I can manage to not throw the dice off the table. It is going to go chomping at Auvindrel, and I don't think it hits. It got a 7.
Gasps, no.
Okay. So it charges up at you and tries to take a bite out of you, but no dice. You just kind of move your foot out of the way, and
All right.
Okay, then we got another rat.
okay. This one joins its buddy and tries to also take a bite. It has advantage on this attack because it's with a friend. Got a 19. Does a 19 hit Auvindrel?
It does.
Okay. It bites you for 4 damage.
Ouch. Help,
Yeah.
friends.
So these are large rats, and that's a significant, like, you feel like a dagger just went into your ankle. Thankfully, you're wearing boots, so it's not as bad as it could have been.
Okay, so my turn. Seeing that, I'm gonna take a shot at one of the rats that's
Okay.
attacking my friend.
Okay, so you aim at the one that just bit Auvindrel.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Woo! Well, sir.
On this 17, so 14 plus.
You
It's dead.
destroyed it.
Exactly like before.
Okay, so you just like pierce it straight through its ugly furry head, and the arrow, since it's facing away from you, it pierces through the back and just Auvindrel, you see an arrow come out its nose in a splatter of grossness.
This is the best day of my life, you guys.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Ew.
Do you think whoever owns this place is going to pay us for getting rid of the rats for them?
Ooh,
Well, some
giant
people
gold.
like to keep the rats around, though, because they're an additional food source.
Okay.
I mean, these are probably giants. Giants aren't exactly known for sanitary.
Wait, giants? What?
What did you think would be living in a giant place like this?
I don't know. Didn't think about it.
Really tall humans?
Sure, maybe.
And it's your turn, Jess.
Okay. So while they're having this conversation, one of the rats has made its way and is about to attack him. So he's going to draw his dagger in terror and take a swipe at it. That pocked. And he gets a 17. So that hits for... It's probably going to do like 1 damage because I'm rolling so well tonight. Hey, 1 damage!
What's his dex mod?
Oh, okay. He actually did 4 damage then. That's not terrible. Still doesn't kill the rat though. He just kind of gave it a scratch.
You just keep on nickel and diming it. They'll get there eventually.
Thanks for the encouragement.
It's a nickel.
Okay, rats.
Right. The rat that is facing off with Blaine is gonna try to bite him back because it's angry that he just swiped it. That absolutely hits. 'Cause that was a 19. And they do 4 damage, so it lunges at him and takes a bite out of his leg. Ah! Oh! I'm gonna get a disease now, aren't I?
Okay, I think we're at the top of the round now because the other 3 rats are dead.
Okay. Yeah, we've got 2 left, I think.
Right.
I have 3. There
Oh,
were
okay.
7, right?
Yeah. So there's 3 left. There's the one against Flane and the 2 that are in front of Auvindrel. So Auvindrel, you have 2 of them in front of you.
Oh my. Can I see the one that's in front of Flane?
Yeah.
Alright, well, take me too long to switch my weapons, so I'll trust the rest of you to help me out, and I'll shoot at the one that's harassing Flane.
Okay.
Oh. That's a 7.
Oh. I was like, is that a nat 1? Because you might hit him in the leg.
Good news, I didn't kill Flane.
Okay, so that does not hit. It just kind of, you see it take a little bit of hair off of the rat, but it does not hit, and it skims past Flane, and he's like, oh! Who are you trying to hit? Oh.
Okay, Linda, you're up.
Alright, I'm presuming I'm rather close to Flane since I've been arguing with him this whole time about silly things, so... I'm going to cast Ray of Frost at the rat that's attacking him.
Okay.
That hits. 1 damage.
You see a little thin layer of frost go across the rat. It shivers a bit, but it's mostly fine.
Why is my magic just not working right?
Maybe it's because you're stressed.
I wonder why that might be.
Well, it's the thought that counts, thanks.
Okay, another rat.
Okay. So the one that did not bite Auvindrel before is gonna try and bite now, and gets advantage because it's with its buddy. 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4 damage.
Ah,
How are you doing?
guys, I'm all right. I don't like it.
Be worried if you did. Don't worry, Avi, I got you.
Okay, so for my turn, am I still like a step above everybody else?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna switch up for my great axe, and I'm gonna jump down on one of the rats.
Yes!
Death from above.
Do it.
I will give you bonus inspiration to use on this attack because that's just fucking cool.
That is a 16.
Oh, snap. Yeah, that hits.
Alright, let's see. Great axe. 1d12. I've never had to use a d12 before. That is 9 points of slashing.
All right. So how do you want to murder this rat upon which you have landed?
Just gonna take its head off, just like giant executioner swing.
Okay, you just go down, and the head just kind of
Like
goes
right
flying from the impact in a
big old
spray.
smile on my face.
That was gross. Okay. I think I'm gonna be a little sick.
Alright, you're up. You're up, Jess.
Alright. So, while he works on recovering from that lovely sight, Blaine looks over to you, Avi, and is going to cast Cure Wounds. If I can remember. Where is that? So you're gonna heal.
Because I know it too. 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay, 1d8 plus whatever. So 1d8 plus 3.
Has to be touched though.
Okay. You guys are all kind of crowded on the stairs, so
Oh, okay.
he runs out. He gives you a smack on the arm. You got this. Heal for 8.
Oh, thank you. That's exactly what I took.
So that's it.
Ah,
And we've got
Thank
what,
you.
2 left.
We got 1 rat and then back to the top of the rat.
Okay.
There's 3 rats left or 2?
I think there's 2 left total because you just killed one of the last 3.
Okay, then we're back up to the top.
I think they're both on me.
I need a mark. There we go.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're back up to the top then.
Okay. So, I guess it's your turn, Avi.
All right. It's right in front of me, so I have disadvantage, but I'm going to try and just shoot him in the face, point blank.
Okay.
13.
That hits.
Woo! And roll the 1. That is 6 damage.
You managed to get it pretty good in the shoulder, but it is definitely not dead. It looks like it wouldn't take much to deal with it further.
I softened it up for you guys, so if you want to make this quick, please.
You got it!
Hey, you're up, Lisa.
Okay. I'm
Finish
just
it.
going to look supremely annoyed.
Finish him!
And we're going to go back to the firebolt.
That's good. That worked well before.
When in doubt, burn
And-
things.
And a 10.
Okay. We have another pile of rat ash that just, you look at the one that Alvi stuck an arrow in, you can tell there's not much left to go. You just make a calculated move, focused on that arrow, and it just torches it from the inside out.
All right. Fire it is.
Yeah, but it smells bad.
Oh, didn't think about this. Someone's going to smell that we're down
It's
here.
fine. Better to stink than to die.
Last rat.
Okay. This last rat is undeterred by its friends dying all around it and is just gonna bite the half-elf for all it's worth. It's gonna go down fighting. That was an 8.
Haha.
You nimbly dance out of the way.
And then I'll finish it up with a sweep of my axe.
Okay.
It's 19.
That really hits.
Just don't be like me and crit for 2.
12 points.
All right.
So points to be credit from right underside.
All right, so you just basically swing underneath. You pick it up, you catch it in the guts with your axe, and just fling it down off the stairs. And it is super dead.
I think I like my way of doing it better.
Never really realized how bloodthirsty you are, Eitri. That was something else. Good job, guys.
Just a big old grin. It's like, guys, it's what we've always talked about doing, isn't it? Just how we imagine.
Killing giant rats? I don't recall that coming up in
I
the
mean-
conversation.
It's not exactly like we imagined it, but
Oh, well, we all got to start
I'm,
somewhere.
I'm trying to throw him a bone here.
If this is adventuring, I think I want to go home now.
I think it's a little late for that now.
Right. Everybody okay? You took a little bit of
I
a
have a question. What do we get for delivering this golden harp?
We get whatever other treasure we find.
All right.
Wait, you mean we don't get anything for bringing him the harp? What, just the stuff we find here on our own, risking our lives to get this harp?
Let me try and remember, guys. I'm pretty sure it was just a treasure. I'm trying to remember what Chess told me. Sorry.
Yeah, anything that you found in this place was
Yeah, it was
yours.
ours.
The only thing he wanted was the harp.
Including nothing.
It's
Yeah, guys, we get whatever else we can find. There's bound to be cool stuff here.
what if
Yeah,
the
we could
harp's
drop
the
some of
only-
those rats down. I mean, they can feed a village.
Eitri, when we get down, we were having a long talk about the things you get us into.
Mhm.
You said that before.
What at least one of you might remember. If Avi and Lifa, if you'd like to throw just a straight int check for me.
3.
You weren't there then.
Nope.
Do we use a modifier or just the die?
Just the die.
Yeah, it's only a 7.
Okay. You do vaguely remember, Lifa, that Flane was on this errand with Eitri. Flane hasn't really been saying anything about if he was witness to the deal.
I'm going to sit there for a long moment, just kind of go. Then I'm going to conjure a mage hand behind Flane and pinch his ear with it.
Well, ow! What? Lifa! What is that for?
You were there too.
Yeah, so? It seemed like a good deal at the time. Didn't realize he was going to send us into this giant house or whatever this is.
I'm just going to say one thing. I can turn people invisible. I'm not going to turn you invisible.
That's okay, I can do it myself.
I'll dispel it.
Why?
Then start trying to parkour up against the
Alright, you just keep going.
Like, I expected you to be a little more intelligent than the one who's charging on ahead. Let's go.
So you all follow along behind Eitri, and as you emerge from the cellar, you make your way underneath the tall, we'll say, crack in the door.
Are you okay, Auvindrel? You're not hitting your head or anything, are you?
I'm like really crouched down, like, no,
Watch your ears.
I'm fine.
Emerging from the cellar, you find yourselves in what looks and definitely smells to be a kitchen. Only, even the tallest among you feels mouse-like compared to the scale of everything else in this room. Something delicious is bubbling in a pot on the fire, though you cannot see any servant of the size required. You do, however, see that the utensils and cooking implements are moving of their own accord, drifting as if carried while the tasks of preparing a meal are being carried out.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, that's definitely some magic. We live through this, I'm gonna have one hell of a song to write about.
Maybe it's unseen servants.
Ah.
It's a spell. I've seen it, but I haven't bothered to learn it.
Yeah, I heard of that one. Hello?
Just don't give us away.
It just carries on doing what it's doing.
Well, I don't know if they'll respond to us.
Hmm.
I think it's kind of like my mage hand. It only listens to the person who made it.
So we could just do whatever then.
Big utensil.
Let's try not to get their attention, though. I mean, if they're also told to get rid of pests.
Oh. Are we pests?
Well,
we just crawled out from under a cellar.
Crawled out from the cellar, and we do kind of have rat smell all over us.
No.
I'm just gonna go, prestidigitate.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
She's probably had to do 1,000 times.
Everybody, roll a d20 and tell me what you get. Ha! 4.
4 as well.
1.
I feel better now.
Got an 8. All of you realize in this moment, on smelling the delicious food, none of you bothered to stop and have breakfast. And your stomachs all just seem to catch on to this at this very moment and growl together loudly. Well, who wants to try and get a snack?
No.
We can't really expect to get that far on an empty stomach.
Exactly. I mean, how hard can it be? I've nicked plenty of things out of the matron's kitchen all these years.
I'm sure if we just take a small amount, they won't notice.
What could we possibly eat that they're gonna miss? It's all huge!
And my comment about anti-pests is completely ignored.
Flane starts looking at one of the shelves where there's produce and such, and is kind of wending his way around the very large fruits and vegetables. Carves off a piece of an apple with his dagger. And then remembers he stabbed a rat with the dagger. And discards the piece of apple.
Guys, I really don't think we should be doing this.
What? Do you want to keep going and starve to death up here?
We're not going to starve to death in just a few hours.
I'm hungry. You're hungry. I heard your stomach louder.
Yes, I'm hungry, but I also know that if something owns this place, and I'm assuming it does, it's probably going to be mad to find us nibbling at their food, just like a bunch of rats we just killed.
Well, what if we all just do one thing, just one little thing, We all eat from that. We leave everything else alone.
I say we take the apple. I'll just like put my hand against it.
We take the apple! Yeah, well, I did kind of already cut in it. Just avoid that spot or you're gonna get the plague or something.
Prestidigitate.
Can you clean my dagger?
Suffer.
He leans in and tries to take a bite on the apple, but the skin is a bit too hard and doesn't quite work as planned.
I'm gonna pull out an arrow and just gonna chip away at it.
This would really work better if I had a knife.
I mean, I have a short sword, so I'm just like...
You slice off a nice chunk of apple.
I'm just gonna creep around the apple and keep a lookout for anyone who might be objecting to
Okay.
my friends having breakfast.
Okay.
I just start tossing pieces to my friends.
Okay. So they go about having themselves a snack.
This is wonderful.
And it's probably the best apple you've ever tasted. It is fresh and crisp and juicy and super sweet. It's amazing.
Giants have the best produce.
I'd love to see the garden she's got here.
Oh.
Or whoever it is. It's kept awful nice. It's not a dirty kitchen.
I'd love to try some of whatever we're cooking, but it'd be a whole adventure just to get to it.
Yeah, that smells like some really fantastic stew. Ugh. He takes a chunk of apple and stuffs it in his bag for later.
That is so gross.
Well,
Piece of apple. It's going to mush.
it'll keep. We're not gonna be gone that long, like you said. And as you're all munching and
I'm not. I'm
settling-
watching.
Yeah, you're watching. You do notice a shadow across the other wall.
Guys,
Well,
there's someone coming.
and as you watch this shadow to discern the general shape, you see a long tail flick on by.
I'm just gonna look at the others like, well,
Maybe it's
I say we fight.
What? You're not gonna sleep? I'm not gonna stab a cat.
Yeah, you're right. That would be wrong. Maybe we should try something else then.
Anybody got friends with animals? Avi?
Not. I can't summon anything. If that's what you mean.
No, like you're a ranger. Don't you deal with animals all the time?
I mean, if it's friendly, I might be able to persuade to leave us alone.
Okay. And as you are all deliberating on this, you do indeed see a rather large cat peer around the shelf at all of you. Great big green eyes, silver and white and gray striped fur. And the
I'm going
whiskers
to-
go forward as it looks at you.
I'm going to look up at it, and then I'm going to try my little speak with small beasts and hope to God that works on giant ones.
Okay, good, because as you look at it, you see it doing something you recognize from the cats at the orphanage, and its jaw is just chittering.
It's like, hi.
So, it looks at you curiously. Oh,
I
Oh.
cautiously put my hand out.
hello. You're not a rat.
No, we just had a little scuffle with some.
Oh, where did you come from?
We found this giant beanstalk and we climbed up it. Or I think it's beanstalk. I didn't see any beans, but We were wondering where it was going, and we wound up here.
The cat just kind of settles into loaf position and observes all of you.
Well, you're outsiders. She's not going to like that.
Your mistress?
Yes. The lady of the house. She's not fond of thieves and intruders. Mostly, it's only my problem to take care of the rats.
Well, we didn't mean to cause any trouble. I'm just gonna kind of look over at the others. It's like, and two of them boys. So what can you do?
So true, so true. And little ones. You may want to be very careful about what you touch here. There's magic about.
I'm just gonna kind of look at the apple for a moment. It's like,
No, not in that.
I'm gonna
It's
wave
fine.
my,
oh.
out my forearm.
They just sound like a bit of apple smashed.
That is just an apple.
That's good to know.
Well, if you've killed the rats, I suppose my work for the day is already done. I'm going to go have a snack myself. I did not see you.
She pads on down, pushes open the door to the cellar, and disappears with a
Have a
flick of
good
her
day.
tail.
I'm just waving out to, have a good day.
Did the rest of us hear that at all?
I think that's just so you probably only had that conversation, I believe, because it was speak with small animals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did it say?
This place is owned by a mistress. She doesn't like outsiders or thieves.
Oh, that's exactly what we are.
Well, technically, we are not thieves yet.
You did just eat some food that wasn't yours.
Well,
I'm not a thief yet.
Is eating really stealing, though?
Yes!
Okay.
Alright, well, the cat's not going to bother us for now. Let's just leave her alone. She's gonna go have a snack someplace else, so she said.
meaning she's gonna go eat those rats we just killed, so that's great. We should leave this room. Where, door, that way.
Also, she said be very careful because I said her mistress doesn't like outsiders.
Maybe
We're thieves.
Well,
You guys are both. I'm only one.
Well, technically, you're gonna be with us when we take the hop. So, not for long. Anyway, we should go.
Oh.
Come on.
Why are we even doing this?
Eitri! Shield! Please, get in front of me. You're tougher.
I just step right in front.
Okay.
I'm gonna look back at Auvindrel. It's like, should we really be doing this?
I mean, we're already here, and I mean, we did always talk about adventure.
There's adventuring and then there's just stealing.
I know this isn't exactly what we imagined, but it's certainly something different, and it's exciting.
Gotta start somewhere.
You just hear like my voice.
Silence.
You
What do you
maybe
think all
we
those
should-
other adventures
maybe
made
we
their
should look
money?
at this is like training, field training.
So, do you all proceed onward?
Yeah.
In various states of willingness, you all proceed onward. So, you make your way through the door leading out to the kitchen into what appears to be the main hall of this place. Maybe a little loud. There we go. So, the entirety of this place is massive, but the main hall is of such a scale that from your view, the ceiling seems as remote as the sky. Pillars of cloudy marble stand sentinel on all sides, festooned with gold trim and intricate molding. Immense stairs lead off to the east and west, practically mountains to your sensibility. To the eastern side, you hear faint sounds of harp music and a beautiful voice singing distantly and sadly.
That's lovely.
It's also a harp.
Well, that made that easy, didn't it? Oof. Except for those stairs. Shit.
Well, I don't know how to fly. How about all of you?
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find any other way up. Any crevices or anything.
Okay.
Let's see. Plus perception. Nope, that's just a 13. That's probably not good.
Okay. As you're all kind of standing and looking around and trying to find another way, you feel a rumbling in the floor that almost is enough that you sort of feel like you're losing your footing. It seems like thunder. Oh.
Oh.
What was that?
That can't be
We
good.
should hide.
Sounds good. Do you guys...
Yeah, that's fine. Somewhere to
Look for
Okay.
a place to hide.
Okay, so you duck around behind one of the pillars. And you... As you kind of look, you do see a figure the other side of this stairs. Coming from the western hall that's up that way. Coming down the stairs and heading into another hallway off to one side. Definitely a giant. Doesn't appear to notice you from that far off.
Can I try to recognize the type of giant?
Sure. Do a, I guess, would that be a, what do we want to call that, a history check?
Perception or history? Because I do speak giant, so I'm presuming I know something about them.
Okay, let's go history.
That will be a 21.
Okay. Difficult to tell for sure because the figure was hooded, so you couldn't get a clear image of the features. But from the general size and knowing what you do about details like that you've read in books when you were learning giant, might be a cloud giant or a storm giant.
I'm just going to make a very mouse-like squeak, because that was all I could do to stifle what I was going to say.
Lifa, you're right.
We might be in a lot of trouble.
Why'd you say that?
That was either a cloud giant or a storm giant.
Ahoo. Ha. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Bad. That's very bad either way.
Yeah, they're...
The biggest to the big and the toughest to the tough?
That, also smart.
Shit.
They're not hill giants. They're not dumb. They're not even close to dumb.
Wouldn't imagine a hill giant would live in a place like this.
I don't know if it would teach us anything we don't already know, but giants are my favorite enemy.
Sure.
So I know a lot of stuff about them.
Sure.
I have advantage on intelligence checks about them.
Okay. If you want to go ahead and throw like a history check, do so.
Let's see. That's a 12.
Okay. Most of your dealings have been with hill giants, which do roam the countryside around Keldrick's Folly. But what little you hear of things like cloud giants and storm giants has mostly been in things like fairy tales and stories, long lost lore that you've just come across when you've encountered travelers and talked stories around a fire. They are comparatively like royalty amongst giant kind.
Well, I'm on a whole nother level now.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. It's just like Lifa said. This is all very, very grand compared to the giants I'm used to.
Okay. So, we still doing this?
I don't know if that's really a good idea.
I mean, well, we're here. We know the harp's got to be that way, right?
Well, isn't part of adventuring knowing when not to take something because somebody may have been trying to play you? And I'm looking at Eitri very hard at this point in time.
Eitri?
I don't know, guys. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's been that bad yet. We could just a little further. A little further.
As they're talking, I want to listen to the song a bit more closely.
Okay. You know Elven, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. This song that you hear, the words are distinctly in Elven. It's an old Elven lament that you are vaguely familiar with. You come across elves from time to time. They're not always the kindest to you, but you have picked up some of one half of your culture by staying with some of them from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
So you know some of the folk tales and stories and songs that they pass along. And this is an old lament of a princess who has lost her lover to the distant realms outside of Rinthia.
Sounds very sad, it does.
You know the language?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I suppose it couldn't hurt if we at least went and saw the harp before we went.
I mean, wouldn't hurt to take a look. Although, that's the harp that's playing. Who's singing? We might have a princess to rescue.
I think she'd be too tall for you.
Thanks. Thanks. Why you gotta be like that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the idea that you're thinking about hitting on a princess while we're dealing with things that can just step on us and kill us.
Well, you know,
Can't they always?
Not like this.
Well, we should go look. Anyway, I want to see this singer, person, princess, whatever.
Same, for different reasons, I think.
What, you looking for a date?
No,
I think she said for different reasons because you're the one that wants to date her without even meeting her.
Thank you, Lifa.
Just saying.
I'm trying to read the common sense.
Don't want to
I'm
go on the
doing a good
road all
job.
alone. And you turned me down already. Let's go. Eitri! Lead the way! This is literally Flano is just going, Eitri! Go forth!
Now I know how Ash feels.
Real quick though, how are we getting up there? I didn't bring my stepladder from the library.
I don't think your stepladder would be nearly enough anyway. There's the step's got a banister this time. Maybe we could use the rope? Something like that?
Well, we gotta get up the banister first.
I don't know how well it would hold us, but I could try tying a rope to an arrow and shooting it up there.
Sure, if you want to try.
That was a very wavering sure. So,
Are we actually going to stick an arrow in a possibly storm giant's banister?
it's worth a shot. No, that's silly. I'm sorry.
Alright, gotta be something.
Let's just try to do as little damage as we can because I don't want them mad at us beyond just the fact that we're intruding in their place. Come on.
Alright. So, as you look around, you do notice that traveling along the base of the steps, there is kind of a baseboard that's got very intricate molding of a sort that might be climbable for you because you're all quite small compared to this decor.
Well,
I'm just gonna try.
As they're investigating, I'm going to start casting a spell and using a ritual.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Tensor's Floating Disc.
Okay. So you start casting that. Since you're
I'll
doing
be the
that
guys
as-
in a second. It's a ritual. It takes about 10 minutes to cast. So while they're looking for a way up, I'm doing this.
All right. So, Auvindrel, go ahead and roll me an athletics for your climbins.
That is a 10.
Okay. You can't quite get enough of a grip to stay reliably on, and you kind of drop back down on your feet to the bottom of the step. But seems a little slippery because it appears to be also made of gold or some sort of well-polished metal, so it's not exactly porous enough for you to get any good friction or any grip on.
Guys,
Yeah?
maybe the cat could bring us up.
I don't know if she'd go for that.
Maybe we can offer he, she, it, something.
I mean, in fairness, we did just slay a whole bunch of rats for her to eat.
It's true.
And we could kill more rats for her.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing we've done all day.
I mean... So we go back and get the cat.
Best idea I have, unless...
I'm just kind of looking over at the others like...
Come on,
Did you-
Lifa, please. Please. You're our only hope. You're the only one who can talk to her. Come on.
All right. But just keep in mind, this is a cat. When do they ever do something you want them to do?
Who's ever going to tell you no? You're so cute.
I'm also small and edible.
Yeah, but anyway, we should try and make nice with our kitty friend, and maybe we can get up the stairs.
I'm just shaking my head, but I'm heading back to the kitchen.
Okay. So, while you head back to the kitchen, we will all take a very short 10-minute break and come back and talk to a cat again.
Poor cats. Cats get views, man.
We will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, guys. Hang with us. All right. So, we will resume. And our little gnome Lifa is going to go back and try to talk to the cat.
Why did I let them talk me into this? Why did I let them talk me into anything? It's never a good idea. It always happens. This is my little chant as I'm going.
I put my hands on her shoulders. It's like, we're your friends and you care about us.
So,
You like to make us happy.
So, as you make your way back, are you going back alone, or?
Oh, I'm definitely going. This is my idea.
Okay. So you're going, You
I'll
all,
probably follow along too.
okay, you guys
I
all
gotta let it go by itself.
okay. You guys all go back. As you return to the kitchen, the cooking is still happening with the utensils and things just doing as they do. The cat you see emerging from out of the cellar, kind of licking her face and pausing to wash her face a little bit.
It's you again.
Did you have a good lunch?
Delightful. Although I didn't like picking the arrows out of my teeth.
Oh, sorry, I should have warned you about that. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Would you like me to get... Is there any you still need to move? I can get them out for you.
No. I managed. Are you headed back down the way you came?
No, I would love to, but these guys have other things in mind.
I'm
They
waving
want this-
enthusiastically at the cat.
Her whiskers just kind of move forward a little bit and then back.
It's like, don't mind them. They're a little... They're not good with people. I'm not really either, but I try. They were wanting to see the person who's singing and playing the harp.
You
But
want
the
to see the harp?
harps... Well, isn't there a singer too?
The harp is the one that sings.
I'm going to turn and look over Blaine, just kind of smiling. The harp's the one that... It's like, so you really want to see that singer, huh?
The way you said that, I'm gonna say no. Why?
I'm just going to smile, look back to the cat. I was going to lean over and kind of whisper to her, he thinks it's a hot elf.
She looks curiously and looks over at the halfling bard.
Well, not entirely wrong, I suppose. It looks like an elf, a little.
Well, we're having a hard time getting up the stairs because obviously they're not built for us. Their genius idea was for me to ask you if you'd be willing to take us up the stairs in return for the rats.
Her long tail just kind of curves around and flicks flippantly a couple of times.
Is that so? Well, I've nothing else to do. I was going to go and take a nap. If you'd like to make your way to the upstairs gallery, I see no reason why I can't take you. Of course, 'twill be on you to spare your own lives if you get caught. I had naught to do with it.
Don't worry, we didn't expect anything like that from you. Just, we need to get up there. That's really all it is. I'll sort out the rest, as usual.
She hunkers down in loaf mode again so that you can all climb.
As I'm climbing up, it's like, is it okay if I scratch your ear?
If you wish.
I'm just gonna have you jump and just kind of give a little scratch.
And you feel the rumble of her purr.
Whoa.
So, she's like, yes, that's quite nice. You have such tiny hands.
Oh, your fur is so soft.
Well, tell the rest of your friends to get on.
All right, everyone. She says that you can get on too.
I'm like really giddy about this. I love animals. So like before you even finish saying it, I'm like, and like on her, but I'm like holding her and I'm like,
So soft, so fluffy.
So Auvindrel is basically sprawled on this cat, hugging her soft, silky fur. And Blaine hops up afterwards. Eitri, do you also jump up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all get on. As you all are getting yourselves comfortable, she rises up to full height and makes her way into the main hall and starts climbing up the stairs at an easy pace. It's very you are not used to riding on an animal much in the first place, except maybe you, Auvindrel. This is unlike anything you have been on the back of before.
This is awesome.
I'm just kind of nestling down the fur, partially so I can get a good grip, and partially so we don't look like a bunch of little dolls taped to the cat's back.
And there's further rumbling because she is purring the whole way.
Oh wow, listen to her purr. It's such a pretty sound.
So she carries on and carries all of you into the gallery hall. And indeed, as you make your way in here, the singing has gotten louder, and you do hear that harp music resonating through this hall. This room, as the cat deposits, she settles down and deposits all of you off to the side and just looks at all of you. Well, I've done as you asked in return for my lunch. I'm going to go take a nap. I rather hope I won't see you again, because then I shall be obligated to eat you.
I'll let them know. But thank you. And I'll give her a little scratch as we go.
I shall miss you, little one. You're quite good at the scratching.
She turns and sachets out of the room, leaving you all inside this vast treasure room, which seems to be lit by the treasures that gleam throughout this hall. There are chests that are bursting with gold and platinum. Well, you think it might be platinum. You've actually never really seen a platinum piece, but you're guessing that this color that looks fancier than gold is platinum. And there are jewels. There are suits of armor standing on display of varying sizes. Some are, in fact, your sizes, so not gigantic. Racks of weapons equally differing in size from giant-sized to humans or humanoid-sized. Everything looks exquisitely crafted. There's unused but still prized-looking furniture and works of art stored in various corners and hanging up and on display. And amongst them, sitting on the floor in a display that almost looks doll-like compared to some of these giant-sized things because it's, to you, normal-sized. There is a lovely golden harp about the size of a human with the figure of an elven maiden modeled into its stand. And the music and the singing does indeed seem to be coming from this object as the strings appear to move as if they are being touched.
Because I look around for a second, it's like, okay guys, real quick, if we see the cat again, we're in trouble.
What makes you say that?
She's already said that if she comes across us again, we're pests.
Okay, so one favor. Got it.
Well, looks like we found a treasure. There's the harp.
Here's your girlfriend.
You know, still cool. I mean, it's a harp that sings. That's fucking magical.
Well, yes, we kind of figured it must be something special. Someone was willing to go to this trouble, and the giants are going to the trouble of having it. I mean, they don't collect junk.
Clearly not.
No, I'd say not. There's a lot of stuff here. So, other than the harp, we can take whatever we want.
Yep.
Oh, right. He did say that.
That guy didn't exactly have permission to give us the stuff, just for the record. And we need to figure out how to get stuff down.
Well, we're already here, first of all. Second of all, I'm not gonna have gone to all that trouble just for some stupid harp we're gonna give away. We gotta bring something back or the matron's gonna beat us again.
Just saying that doing one stupid thing to counter another stupid thing is usually not a good idea.
It's worked for us before. God, Eitri?
Right. And I'm just gonna start looking and sifting through the little pieces of gold.
Okay. Make a perception check for me, if you would, please.
15.
Okay. As you start to step along, you do notice that spaced along at intervals on the floor of this hall are these very intricate etchings in the tiles. They might be runic or just decorative, you're really not sure, and there's a lot of things in here that just carry a sense of magic that all of you can kind of feel. But something feels very off about those tiles, and you notice before you put your foot down on it, something just kind of makes you pause.
I'll turn around and look at Lifa and like, hey, take a look at this. I think it's magical.
Did you really think they'd have treasure leaving around and no way to defend it?
No, not really. It wouldn't be much of a treasure then, would it?
Alright, before anyone starts getting crabby, let's figure out how to get around the... I'll break those fingers.
I'm not touching anything.
Let's find out how to get around these, and let's talk to the harp. If it can sing, I'm pretty sure it can talk.
Sounds good to me. So, what are these things?
Can I make an intelligence check on them, Arcana?
Yeah, do an Arcana check.
That will be 12.
Okay. Do you have any kind of abilities or anything that let you do, like, detect magic or something like that?
I have Identify.
Okay. You can't quite discern just by looking at it what this does, but you can definitely tell that the runes are magical runes and not just decorative runes. If you do a spell of some sort, you have a pretty good feeling that it might tell you more.
I'm going to sit there for a second. It's like, all right, everyone keep an eye out, and I'm going to start casting Identify through a ritual.
Okay. So, everybody's kind of settled and looking around. Does anybody want to do anything while she's working on that?
I suppose, are there more of these strange runes towards the harp?
Yeah, they kind of line the walkway of the place, so to step off into any of the areas where the treasure is, you sort of have to pass through these runes.
Mm-hmm. Does that walkway just lead up to the harp, though, or is that with the treasures?
It's amongst one set of the treasures, kind of off to one side, so you might be able to find other ways around it if you were to climb or jump or do something to just skip around the rune.
I see. I won't be too hasty, but I will head in that direction, and I'll start looking upwards.
Okay.
See what I observe.
Okay. As you get closer, you notice that the harp is not in fact stationary. It does appear to be moving, and you notice that its eyes find you.
Oh. Hello.
And the singing sort of stops, and it just looks at you. Hello.
Huh. That was lovely.
Who are you?
I'm Auvindrel. My friends called me Avi. What's your name?
My name is Gildea.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How come you two be here, strangers?
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
I guess just to, like, get an idea of, the harp's intentions, like, if I can be honest with it.
Okay.
Or if it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna scream!
I shall scream.
Oh, to add to my streak of low rolls tonight, that was a nat 1.
It's a very pretty harp.
Okay,
and
I
she sings
completely
so
trust
nicely.
it.
And it looks like an elven maiden, so you know.
Well, I go to say something and be like, your song is lovely.
Thank you.
It also sounded very sad.
She looks a little sad for a moment. It is an old song, one of the only I know.
It's about you. I know the lyrics.
Is it? I do not know.
Listen, do you want to be here? Are you supposed to be here?
I have never been in another place other than this. I cannot say. The mistress has kept me here for many years, always to keep her company.
I see, and, is the mistress kind to you?
She is. But it is lonely.
I kind of, are my friends within earshot of this?
Probably, not quite. If you went the distance to where the harp
Okay.
was, it's not that bright song that was carrying across out into
Okay.
the hall, so it's a more conversational level
Okay.
song.
I take a breath and I think for a moment and I say, my friends and I, it's a long story. There was magic beans and a beanstalk and we climbed up it and now we're here and, there was a cat and some rats. They're taken care of. It's fine. But, we were sent here to bring you to the world below.
What is this you speak of? A world below?
There's a man who knows about you. Do you know this man?
I know of no such person. None that I can remember. I've been here my whole life. I do not know.
I see. Well, like I said, we were sent here to retrieve you. So, if you want, you are welcome to come with us, but I guess if you wanted to stay, we can't force you to come, so I can just tell my friends to turn back.
If you were to take me without the mistress's permission, I fear for your lives.
Do you think the mistress would give us permission?
I do not know. But you must take care. She comes here each afternoon to hear a song. It is nearly time.
Oh.
You should hide.
Thank you. What was your name again?
Gildea.
Gildea, thank you. I'm gonna return to my friends. We're gonna hopefully hide.
Hurry, hurry, go away.
Okay, I'm going away.
Quickly.
I start running to my friend.
Okay.
And I say, hey, the harp's friendly. We need to hide. Now. Right now.
What? Why? What happened?
Don't ask. We need to go now.
Okay.
The giant is coming.
I don't think Blaine is high enough to cast invisibility on anybody other than himself. But let me look. Because I don't remember how that spell works, but he will use it if he can. I might have a thing I could do for us, guys. Any luck on the floor thing, Lifa?
I'm just kind of giving a look. I'm doing a ritual here. I can't exactly talk.
Okay. It's probably been enough, because Auvindrel's been singing to the harp. Has been having a musical interaction with the harp for about 10 minutes.
Okay, so what do I find out about that thing, or if anything?
From what you can discern, there is some sort of spell placed within this rune that has teleportation magic in it.
All right, I think if we step on these things, we're going to be sent somewhere, and given it's in a treasure room, I don't think we want to go where this thing sends.
Oh, dear.
Ooh, that's not good. Can we, maybe we could clear it with a jump? Some of us?
Well, apparently your legs magically got longer somehow.
Well, Alvia looks like she could do it. String bean.
Well, right now, let's hide. Giant?
Sure, right, pillar, there, go!
To the pillar.
To the pillar.
And I'm just going to sigh and go, sorry, I can only do this for one person. Sorry. And I'm going to turn myself invisible.
Okay. Same, sorry.
Oh.
Well, actually, I have enough spell slots. I guess I can do it individually.
It's concentration.
Oh, that's true. Shit.
It's fine. I don't hold it against you. I don't know.
And you just hear my voice nearby going, by the way, I still would like to retire it. I was entirely against this whole idea.
I know.
Yeah, we know.
Wondering if it'd be smarter for me to try and jump across and hide underneath a treasure.
Ooh. Well, I could cast Cat's Grace Enhanceability on you, make you more stealthy.
Oh, is that a concentration? Can you do that and stay invisible?
Damn it is.
Sentinel is fine.
Just hide really, really good.
Okay.
Please.
All right. I'm not going to complicate things. Just keep it low profile. It'll be fun.
Eitri, lay low, literally.
I'm just gonna find some little niche and just try and disappear into it.
Okay, go ahead and make stealth checks and stuff, you guys.
I'm still going to hide behind something because... Let's see.
14 for me.
Okay.
That is...
16.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Cool. So you are all hiding. And you wait. And wait. So far, nothing. The harp has resumed her song. And you just kind of wait to hear, and you do start to hear very distantly kind of a rumbling that almost sounds like thunder from far away. But it's too rhythmic. Dum, 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 dum. I think that's her walking.
Hey.
Doesn't appear to come any nearer. You want to continue to hide?
Yes.
I am going to hide for as
The
long as my
heart
spell
did
is up.
say it was about time. Better safe than sorry.
Okay.
Her name's Gildea, by the way. She's very nice.
She's got a name. Huh. Those steps kind of seem to come nearer for a moment. But then they head away.
What do you think she's doing?
This is getting really boring. I don't want to wait here forever. I can't keep my head straight on this spell forever either.
I guess I'm surprised you've kept it going this long.
What's that supposed to mean? God, you're sassy today.
So, here's the thing, guys. Gildea said that she comes in to hear a song at the same time every day. She said it was only once per day, so if we let her come in and do her thing, then maybe we're in the clear for the rest of it.
Did you ask her anything more about this, mistress?
I mean, she was very much in a panic. She really wanted me to warn the rest of you and have us hide.
No.
Okay. Well, at least she seems nice, so that's a bonus. Did you tell her we wanted to get her out of here?
I did. She said she didn't know there was a world outside of here, nor did she remember the man
Oh,
that sent us here.
that's sad. Huh. Well, we got to get her out of here then. Being cooped up in a really splendid castle doesn't actually seem that awful, but there's a whole world out there.
It's like I said, I guess she calls her the mistress. She is kind, but she's also lonely. Sounds like she'd like to see other things.
Yeah. Can't blame her. I've got to wonder, what's she gonna do with that sketchy peddler?
I say
Not
we
to
wait.
find it out here.
What did you
What was
say,
that?
Eitri?
I think we should wait and see what happens.
Oh, you'll live.
I'm bored.
Oh, you're going to be dead if
But
you get
you're
much louder.
alive.
Or worse, because I'll just saying that I think storm giants and cloud giants can use magic.
Oh. Well, that. Okay, that's. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Told you, they're not hill giants.
Yeah, good to know. Yeah. Okay. As you're all waiting, go ahead and throw another stealth check since you've been chit-chatting.
23.
Okay.
15.
Fucking half-elves.
Listen, all my other rolls have been 5s. Give me this.
Let me have this one thing.
I got a 15.
Okay, so you're all pretty good. Flame got a 13. So, however, after some time of chatting, as you're all talking with one another, you feel the footsteps again,
Whoa.
more than you hear the approach. The rumble with each footfall sounds more like thunder in the clouds around you again.
How long has it been?
You've probably been waiting for about 20-30 minutes.
Okay, spell's still up.
And a great shadow looms, and if you dare to look up, you can see her. An immense, statuesque woman clad in misty green robes, spangled with platinum coins sewn onto a sash that sings like a treasure pile when she moves. Her skin is the color of storm clouds. Her soft white hair, impossibly long, floats gently with her movement like the clouds of a clear day. Icy blue, almost white eyes set in a regal, strong-boned face scan the room as she makes a mystical gesture with graceful fingers. Her voice rolls out like distant thunder. Fear. Fai. Oh. I smell the blood of little earthbound ones. You sense a power in the air around you as if a spell has been cast, but you know not what.
I didn't know they could do that.
You think it is magic?
I know you're all here. You might as well come out. This is your one chance to defend your reasons for yourselves.
If I die, it's
Might
your
as
fault.
well.
And I'm dropping my invisibility spell and just coming out. It's like,
And she is huge.
Like, oh wow.
Like
Ow,
about
crooked neck.
about 18 feet tall, we're gonna say.
Yeah, I started to look up. I was like, oh, ooh, ow.
I thought hill giants were big.
It's difficult to tell because her eyes are almost pure white, but you can kind of get a sense that she's looking down at all of you with a somewhat unreadable expression. Well, well, well. What have we here? How come you to be in my castle, little ones?
I was gonna look around like, anybody else want to be spokesperson, please?
By the way, Flane has fainted.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting there feeling around where actually when he faints, but then drop the spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
He appears and you see him just like passed out.
I just kind of look at him, just kind of poking my toes, like, well, the bard's down.
We came by way of magic beams. Sprouted and shot up into the sky.
She kneels down so that she can get a little closer to all of you and looks. Magic beans, you say? More fine treasures that have been wasted. And why come you up this way to see me? Or my castle? Or something in it, perhaps? She glances and you get a sense that she's looking toward the harp.
Oh,
I'm just looking at Eitri. It's like, okay, you got us into us.
One who gave us the beans did indeed request the harp, but personally for me, I don't really care whether or not we took it. For me, it's about the adventure. For the new experience.
So you were sent here to steal my Gildea? Is
He
that...
wanted it.
Uh-huh. And who is this man for whom you work?
I'll just give whatever description I think, or whatever description of the man I can remember.
You described the curious peddler mendicant. He was just a very strange sort of character. Oh, my sweet little children, you have been played.
Told you. I was just babysitting.
You, the smallest one of this interesting little crew. Act as its mother, do you?
Sometimes yes, but like most mothers, when they just want to ignore me, they do.
What are your names? And that one as well.
Just say, I'm Eitri.
Yeah, just the plain. I'm Lifa.
And I'm Auvindrel, miss.
I am Fodla, lady and mistress of this castle. The only one, in fact. Come. You're here. I see no reason to dismiss you, as you have not taken anything of significant value yet. Unless, of course, there is something you are not telling me.
I'm just gonna go.
I'll just walk over and pick up my unconscious friend.
Like,
Okay.
the only thing I've touched is what I had to climb on. My legs aren't exactly designed for traversing your castle.
So, she puts out her very large hands to all of you.
Oh my.
Come.
I'll hop on.
All right.
It's like,
When a giantess says, come, you come. And I step on the hands.
All right. She sets each of you up on her shoulders, and takes Flane from you and just keeps him in her hand. This one of yours is not very brave, I see.
No,
No.
he's actually he's not really smart either, but he sings a good song.
Does he now?
Well, he thinks he does. He's only lives here a couple of them.
Fair enough. Well then.
Hold on, I gotta knock on my door.
The familial interruptions.
Okay, can you turn on the dishwasher? It's already got the soap in it. Just hit the button and then hit the other button. Just hit one so his lights go blue. Hit the found one.
Oh, family. We all know this one well.
I'm let's try to mute it though, because unfortunately, last time I did that, I had to restart Zoom. So.
Okay. So she takes all of you up and leaves the room, leaving the harp behind. Further
I'm just
and
gonna
further
kind of-
away.
Can I try to look back at Gildea and just, I don't know, catch her expression?
Sure. You do see her as you're leaving, and she looks very concerned, but she maintains her song.
Meanwhile, I'm just kind of thinking as we're going, we're in so much trouble, we're in so much trouble, we're in so much trouble. I don't think the Madam Ogre was nearly as scary as this.
So, she carries you on to a different chamber, down the stairs, which what seemed like a mountainous obstacle before, you're just coasting down as you ride on her shoulders, and she's just walking down them like normal stairs. And she takes you into another room and closes the door behind her into this chamber that is stately and elegant. It's a room that's as vast as all the rest of them. This one is filled with sturdy but lavish-looking furniture. There's a desk, a canopy bed with drapes of emerald silks and gold-threaded fringe. There's a deep-sea blue chase lounge and a mirror that's framed in molded gold with all these fantastical creatures around it, leaning against the wall beside the vanity and a marble fireplace. There's a fire crackling gently inside, and the light from the sconces on the wall winks golden as it bounces off of all of the accents of all this furniture. She takes you over to the vanity and sets you on the top of this table, where you have plenty of room, really, to sit or stand as you will. And she sits down on the stool of the vanity and looks at all of you. After she also sets down Flane. So, the question is, what do I do with all of you now?
I was going to take a moment to poke Flane, see if he's going to wake up yet.
He's out.
I'm just going to shrug, take off my vest, and just kind of fold up a little pillow under his head.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, excuse me, miss, I know obviously this doesn't seem very good, but
Understatement?
I promise you, none of us have any ill intent for you or your estate, which is lovely, by the way. I've never seen a place like this before.
She appears unmoved by your flattery.
Okay. All right.
Just, yes, I know. Carry on.
So, I mean, if you care for it, we'll just go. We won't say a thing about this place or disturb anything.
Tell me of what you left below. I have not seen that world for quite some time. I am curious.
Oh well, I mean, my friends and I, we've known each other for some time now. Most of us have grown up with each other in a sense. They all grow up in the orphanage. I rather take care of myself, if you will.
We're from a very small town. That's, I'm guessing, directly below your castle at this point in time. I'm pretty sure that stalk just went straight up. It's not very big. It's a fairly quiet little place. We're far away from all the excitement of places like New Folk.
I have not heard of such a place.
Well, New Folk's where all the Wishmakers turn up. That's what everyone's always said, but I've never seen one.
Now there is a word I have not heard in a very long time. They still arrive in this world?
That's what we've always heard. They talk about there's some that they show up every now and again. There was... Can I do a history check to see if I know about any recent ones?
Sure.
And that will be a 13.
13? There have not been any Wishmakers in recorded history for about 50 or 60 years. The last bunch that came through New Folk that you ever heard about did in fact pay a visit to Keldrick's Folly and pass through, and there were stories later on afterwards of one or two of them that failed immensely in their journey and became something horrific. Monsters that were roaming the countryside, these chimerical beasts that terrorized the area. Never came quite close to Keldrick's Folly, but the news traveled and there were refugees that ended up in Keldrick's Folly as a direct result of these creatures that were eventually put down by the others who had come with them.
Well, the last we knew about any Wishmakers, some of them failed, and failed hard. They became these wild beasts that were attacking everyone, chimeras of a kind. The others of their group, I guess they finally dealt with them. But that's where a lot of the people who, I guess, the grandparents of a lot of people in Keldrick's Crossing now came from. Because their villages were destroyed, so that's where they wound up going.
Interesting.
Haven't heard about any others since.
No, I would imagine not. It sounds as though he still hasn't quite found the ones he wants. No matter, little ones. It is beyond you. You are not Wishmakers, nor will you ever be. I assume you were all born here in Rinthia?
Oh, I guess so.
Then it's of no consequence. Do you wish to return to your homes?
To be completely honest, we actually were kind of looking for a good way to leave. I mean, we got the matron really mad. I should say, somebody got the matron really mad. I'm looking over at Eitri at that point.
She follows Lifa's gaze and looks at you, Eitri, with a little bit of intrigue and something of a smile. And she knows a troublemaker when she sees one, and she sees one in you.
I might get us in trouble from time to time, but we can't stay there forever. There's an entire world out there we have to see, that we should see.
Indeed. There is a great deal of adventure out there for your kind, and a great deal of death and destruction for mine.
What do you mean, miss?
Most of the giants were destroyed many, many ages ago. At the dawning of this world. Those that did not kill one another, my kin had a tendency to argue, shall we say violently. We were deemed monsters. And the distant cries of something from the menagerie.
Sorry. That's Loki and Cotton.
Mind not that sound. The menagerie gets all up in arms when it's feeding time. As I was saying, the people of Vinthia over time, particularly Wishmakers as they come from anywhere, do not look kindly upon giant kin. I see in your eyes, half-elf, you have slain your fair share, I think, of our stupid brethren.
Yes, of the stupid ones. I promise, miss. It's in self-defense.
Please don't.
They do tend to roam and destroy things. And
yes, they are complete brutes, and that is all they are good for. You are doing no disservice to me by destroying them.
Oh, lovely.
Sadly, many do not see the difference between them and my kind, or did not. And so there were few of us left. Say again.
Most don't bother to read either.
That is true. If you wish to leave, I will give you the means to find a safe way down. The harp, however, stays. If you wish to leave your little village, I may be convinced to part with a little coin to get you on your way.
That's looking tempting to me as I'm thinking about the whole 10 copper sitting in my purse right now.
I look kind of blown away to my friends.
Never about the harp. It's
Well,
just about the adventure.
then, what say you to this, little ones? If you mean to adventure in the world, go out and adventure. I will give you the means. But you must return, now and again. Say, at the turning of each year, tell me your stories. Bring me some treasures.
How would we get back, though? I mean, we can't... I mean, climbing that stalk was not exactly easy the first time.
Did I not say I would give you the means?
Oh, I thought it would just be the one time. I wasn't expecting that you'd actually be that kind.
She sets her hands out again, which you're taking to mean, come with me.
Okay.
And she plucks up Blaine. Who's gonna be so mad he missed all of this?
Yeah, I just kind of look at her and just kind of going... like, he was always wondering...
Does he have a sleeping disease, perchance?
Only when he's scared.
She carries you all back down, and you head into another hall, and you do hear a lot of different sounds coming out of this area, which, as you look, it indeed appears to be a menagerie. There are all kinds of creatures in this vast atrium. This section of the castle almost seems so huge as to not even be indoors. And things you've seen in storybooks are here before your eyes. Griffins, hippogriffs, unicorns, you name it.
I'm just sending a mage hand over to try to pinch poor Flame awake because it's like, come on, wake up. Pinch, pinch, smack, smack, pinch, pinch.
Nope. He's out.
I'm just gonna give him a frustrated look in the hand, just kind of give him one last honk on the nose before I dismiss the hand.
Okay. Nope.
Wow.
Like,
He's
he
like,
must be.
I think Flame's dead.
No, I think he's just terrified.
It happens all the time, guys. We're used to it.
So she sets you down on the ground this time. Most of these creatures are pretty small next to her, but you know, they're beast size for you, so. And she points in the direction of kind of like an atrium type of thing that's covered so that the creatures inside it can't just up and fly away. But it also is a little bit like a pasture run, and you see hippogriffs just kind of trotting around, enjoying themselves, and some of them are just reclining on things and settling.
I'm just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, they're so beautiful.
I shall loan you some of these creatures. And that is also why you must return. I want to ensure to their care.
Of course.
So what say you? Will you go forth into the world and fetch me stories and treasures?
My common sense is saying ask more. On the other hand, though, it's like we'll need to discuss this real quick. It's like, because someone else already made a rush decision at one point.
Meanwhile, you hear Flame. Yes? What? What happened? What?
Like, don't say yes yet. We need to talk first.
Where? As he lays eyes on Fodla.
It's like,
Whoa. How? Okay. What did I miss?
everything. I'm walking over, just dragging him over to the rest of us. It's like, all right, quick catch up.
Okay. What?
If we leave without trying to take the harp and promise to come back once a year, she'll let us go. But we have to tell about the adventures we've been on.
Wait. Well, yeah, of course we're gonna do it. What? That's what I'm gonna do.
The only thing that I kind of wonder about is, that man. What will we do if we come back empty-handed?
He didn't really look like much, to be honest. He was like a vagabond or something. Skinny bloke.
But somehow he knew about all of this.
I say we should ask her how best to deal with him. If he is as nefarious as she seems to think, perhaps. And if she does want us to come back, perhaps she'll tell us what we need to know in order to avoid him until such time as we can handle him, assuming we already can't.
Given he was throwing on something like this, I would say can't at this point in time. I don't care what he looked like. And will you stop making random deals with people?
I do. So...
Avi, what do you think?
I mean, this is what we always wanted, right?
And there's hippogriffs.
And there's hippogriffs, and I don't know. I kind of like her. She's growing on me.
Hopefully not, actually.
That'd be nice.
Do you guys mind if I ask her something real quick?
Go ahead. I mean, considering she caused creeping around our castle, she's been a lot more reasonable than she really needed to be.
I turn and I say, Miss Fodla.
Yes.
Forgive me, I'm still having a difficult time processing the opportunities that you've offered us. It's extremely generous and honestly, like, to be able to come back here and just tell you everything that we experienced, it sounds wonderful. I can't help but feel, though, that all pales in comparison to everything that you have here.
So what is your question?
I suppose it's really just a personal thing, I guess. Feel free to not answer. But what is the value in our stories and in us moving forward?
I have had all these treasures and these creatures for countless ages. It is not new to me. Novelty is a treasure I do not have, and have not had for quite some time. I am a collector of things, and I have been reduced to a keeper of things. I have nothing new. To go out and seek it myself would be impossible. You all seek adventure. There is plenty of it to be had in Rinthia, I have little doubt of that. That would not have changed. It is a small price to pay, I think, for my sponsorship of your adventures. Is that not so?
Oh, absolutely.
But you have reservations.
Well, let's just say we're trying not to rush ahead like someone else did. I'm looking at Eitri again.
Fools do rush in. And yet somehow always seem to come out clean.
Yes, the rest of us catch it. Well, what do you guys think?
There's one more question I'd like to ask her, but
Okay. Well, okay.
I don't know. I don't know how well she'll respond to it.
You want to ask?
But it does bite at me.
She can see a question kind of lingering on your face and
At
just
this
watches
point-
you expectantly.
At this point, I know I really can't get away with anything with her. So, Miss Fodla, I spoke to Gildea.
I thought as much. Of what did you speak?
Well, she's quite kind. She's very sweet. She's very fond of you. She says you're very kind. And I guess I'm simply curious. How did you come, or how rather did she come into your possession?
Make a persuasion check.
Well, this could go anywhere. 19?
Okay. Well, you seem genuinely concerned for Gildea's welfare, so I see no reason to keep it secret. She was a creature cursed when I found her. She remembers no other place because whatever life she had prior to that state has been wiped away by that curse. She was once an elf. More than that, I cannot say for certain, but I have reason to believe the one that sent you after her may be directly responsible and seeking to reclaim something he created.
Oh.
Can I do an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
This is probably not going to end well, but... Oh, hey, it was actually how I thought it would be. 17.
Okay. From what you can discern, mind you, she's so very carefully controlled and her expressions are always quite curated. So she's very, very difficult to read. But you don't get any kind of sense of deception or like she's telling you an outright lie.
Someone who can throw a curse like that's gotta be fairly strong. I mean, I'm no expert on magic. I've only been studying it for a little while, but magic that can change things and keep it that way is not something to play with.
Make a history check. The rest of you are welcome to do so as well.
21.
Okay.
12.
Okay. I guess I should roll for Flame.
13.
The base roll was a 19, so he got something good. He's not totally stupid, you guys!
He is a bard.
Bards use charisma, not intelligence.
They know things.
He drinks and he knows things. He's Tyrion. Also small. She looks at all of you. Surely you've all heard legends of the Keeper, little ones? And Lifa, yes, you definitely have heard tales of the Keeper of Rinthia. Anyone who got higher than a 12 has heard something. The higher you got, the more you have heard in terms of stories. What you generally know, everybody has told some tales of the Keeper of Rinthia at various intervals. He's a very tricky sort of figure who seems to walk in and out of adventure tales. Sort of a trickster character. Tends to collect treasures and give them in equal measure, but they're never usually what you think.
I'm going to give another one of those little mouse squeaks like I made in the chamber earlier, and then just smack Eitri up on the back of the head.
Oh. Flame, meanwhile, is like, oh my god, that... Eitri, do you realize who that was? Is it? Oh my god.
Well, I suppose it's the way to start an adventure goes. It's promising. It will certainly make for a good story, won't it?
Yeah. That... Oh my...
You stupid!
Well, mostly it worked out. Hello, madam. You are... Oh, you're beautiful, by the way. You're not... I am at a loss for words.
She is definitely too tall for you.
You've a long way to come before you become a bard, little one. Well, I do play a good song every now and then. If you ever want to hear. Madam. And he's quiet. Well, it is my guess, by all you have said, that you may have indeed been brought here to do the Keeper's work. Count yourselves fortunate that you did not see to complete it.
Well, I know. I can't argue with that. I mean, the beans were bad enough. I'm pretty sure the village is going to have a lot to say to us if we're there when it finally starts to rot and fall down. That thing is big.
Indeed.
And if it keeps growing, it's probably going to destroy the town, actually. Oops.
Flame, meanwhile. Could always rename it to Eitri's Folly.
How about Eitri and Flane's Folly? Because I recall 2 people being involved in that.
That's a bit long for a town name, don't you think?
All right, fine. Eitri's folly, and the square will be Flane's idiocy.
You wound me to my soul, my lady.
Not yet.
I'm flattered that I'm left out of it.
Avi, she's being mean to me.
It's all right. It's all right.
He grabs your cloak and just sobs a little.
He does this. I look over the giant. Well,
It's like, well, a few of us are ready to grow up and try to be adventurers. I'm not too sure about him.
Well then, little ones. I shall see you prepared if you are willing to adhere to this bond.
Willing and thankful, considering we did come sneaking into your home without invitation.
You were nice to my cat. That's a good start.
She's got such nice fur.
Well then. You will have all you wish in the morning. Come. I shall see you put to safe rest in the meantime. And the hands come down.
I'm actually starting to enjoy this.
Giant ride! Yes!
I'm climbing up and just looking over at Flame because he's been unconscious every time we've done this at a time.
Okay.
Flame.
Okay. She takes you all up out of the menagerie and back into the chambers that she initially had you in. She kind of gets you set up in a little space that's just kind of makeshift with some pillows and things. That's basically a giant bed for you. And you have a nice place where you can rest. Unseen servants do indeed bring food that has been cut down to be closer to your size, and it is a veritable feast. You do indeed get to sample some of that stew, although it's mostly just the broth because everything that was in it was probably way too huge for you to conceivably eat. You all have a nice, pleasant dinner in her company. She disappears for a little while, leaving you closed in the room. And then comes back later. You have a fairly pleasant evening. She tells you a few interesting stories of times gone by. And then you settle in for the night. And come the morning, she takes you outside into the fields around the castle, which are like pastures, but white and bluish and colored of the clouds.
Never realized this was above the crossing.
And out in the front, in the courtyard area, there are 4 hippogriffs set up with barding and saddlebags and sundry. And in each there are weapons, some potions, and you have... There's a sack of gold and a sack of holding laced up to one of them. You all have everything you need to start an adventure.
I am resisting the urge to charge the hippogriffs. I'm just over there going... I do remember to turn around and bow politely to our new patron. Like, thank you so much.
Go forth. Find your adventures. And do not forget what you are to give me in return.
We won't. We'll try to keep them interesting. With these guys along, they'll be easy.
How could I?
Flame looks to you, Eitri, and it's just like...
This guy kind of whispers like, I told you this would be the best adventure ever.
This is awesome! So, with that, you all get on your respective hippogriffs, and you notice on their barding they each have kind of like a little collar or harness, and it has a name. So you'll be able to get to know your new mounts. and you can sail off into the sunset of Rinthia and have adventures.
And hope to God we don't meet the keeper again.
And I think that's the end of our one-shot.
That was a nice story.
Good job, guys. You didn't die. In fact, there was actually not a lot of killing.
All we had to do was not say anything stupid.
More or less. More or less. So yeah.
Avi really wants to help Gildea.
Someday, perhaps.
Yeah.
You're gonna be going back every year.
Hey!
Lifa wants to learn more about the situation before she makes any further judgment calls on that. Because they just met Fodla and they're just going to be bringing back things. Need to learn a little more about her before they go prying too much.
Sure.
And try to find out some history about that poor elf.
Yes. So, thanks for the one or two people that may still be watching. Hopefully that was okay. It was a
You
very
guys rock.
was a
Hope you enjoyed yourself, Sildari.
yes, it was the most last minute written campaigny thingy whatever. It was very last minute.
My heart, she is warmed.
Well, it was fun to play a Travis-like character. I've never had to do that.
Yeah, so how did you guys enjoy that? What are your thoughts about your characters? How did all that feel?
Lifa, I have come to the conclusion, is bipolar.
Yeah, challenge for you, I guess, playing a character that's supposed to be shy and sweet and nice, huh? It's not
I tried, it didn't last.
Not your usual archetype.
I almost turned her into Kellen.
She kind of felt very Hermione-like to me.
Yeah.
I love Avi. She's nice.
She's nice. She's gonna be like a good hero someday. And then there's Eitri and Flane. The rock stars. Honestly, if I picture this as a movie, I feel like Flane would have to be played by like James Corden. But he was set up as purely a support bard, so he had like no actual combat viability. He had buffs and heals and a couple of low damage things. So, aw, thanks, Sildari. We appreciate the compliments.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
So yeah, hopefully, we'll be back after the new year with our full cast and picking back up the main story, but this was a nice little aside to see what the lives of some folks who live in Rinthia are like.
And I got to practice playing before I actually join as my PC.
Yes, when we pick things back up, Adam will have his actual PC on the cast.
Who is not Avi?
Indeed.
In a big way.
Indeed. Are we keeping that super secret, or did you want to spoil any of that?
No, I want to save it.
Okay.
I want to let things be as they may. And there's the cat that saved us.
Cat. Yes,
Thank you, Sildari.
May 2018 be good to all of us and all of you as well. And my cat's back on the damn desk. I can't keep him...
Fluff! So much fluff.
Share us with your friends, Sildari. We appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah, we love we love that you're a fan. Please bring more. We like the enthusiasm. I mean, we do this as much for ourselves as for anybody else, but it's nice to know that people enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with that, we're done. And we actually kept that within our general time frame.
Right? It'd go 4 hours.
I'm sort of impressed. And you guys actually explored literally the whole thing that I had. So
Cool.
worked pretty well.
Awesome.
And most of it was traveled by giant.
Yes, true.
Mhm.
And I had to work the fee fi fo fum in there. So it was a spell. Alrighty. Well, I think we will call it finished for the evening. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, find us on the YouTubes, and make other people subscribe to the YouTubes, please, so we can just get that custom URL, please.
if nothing else.
Please. So that's it. Have a lovely evening. Have a wonderful Christmas for those of you that celebrate. And a Happy New Year. And we'll see you next time.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.